Let me hear you scream. It's the Worldwide DJ Coalition.
And now, this is truly the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time!
Yo, BDSIR Network, the best damn show in Wild1 Radio. We rock the spot. R920, Mix Mafia Radio Music Group, man. What's good, man? Hey, my name is Grab Body P. Worldwide DJ Coalition at your service, man. Once again, it's another double interview. Artists, I'm feeling your pain. You're sending me your submissions and all that. So next week, your time, me Kietafono. You know what I mean? Your tunes will be showcased on next week's show. Alright, that's what's up, man. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, this is the first of two special guests that we have. Before I introduce him, I have to give you the particulars, man. MikeDog36@gmail.com. Keep the submissions coming, though. MikeDOGG36@gmail.com. Do not send trap music. Do not send mumble rap. Do not be a tragedy like Candace Owens. The whole world, the whole world, okay? The whole world saw the man put his knee on the man's neck for 9 minutes and 40 odd seconds. And you mean to tell me that it was not a fair trial against him? That he should have got away with it? That he should have been innocent? That he should be not guilty? Are you mad, girl? Let the man put his knee on your neck for 9 minutes and 40 odd seconds, and let's see if you survive that shit.
That's right.
Oh my days. Oh my. Enough of that fool, man. Enough of that. What a shame, man. What a waste. That's what I gotta say about that, man.
Yeah.
We got a guest in the building, man, you know what I mean, heading from Staten Island, man, home of the Wu-Tang and all that great stuff, man, you know what I mean. Staten Stars, stand up. Your time now as we enter. Big shout out to the man called Raw Deala on the RePPiN4U HIP HOP Show. Welcome. What's going on?
Peace, I'm here, man. Happy to be here. You know what I mean? I appreciate the love, man. You know, anything that can cross the seas and y'all repping, man, we love you, man. You know what I mean? Thank you again.
Well, I'm going to tell you something for nothing, Raw Deala, right? When it comes to the hardcore Wu fans, especially out here in Europe, in the UK and that, it's not just the core 9-10 members. You know what I mean? We look for their affiliations. We don't just look for their affiliations. We look for their affiliations. And then we look at everybody on Staten Island. You know what I mean? It's just that I feel that with you, Raw Deala, we don't know that much. So it's like, I want you to bring us up to speed. You know what I mean? Tell us about yourself. Let us know who you are, how you got started, how long you've been doing this, how you know, growing up in Staten. Have you grew up in Staten all your life, or?
Well, no, I grew up in Staten Island the beginning part of my life, and then I moved to Brooklyn.
Okay.
And you know, most of my mother's side of the family is from Staten Island. I was born and raised in Park Hill. I left there when I was 13 years old and moved to Brooklyn. But you know that was a move that was, you know, a 20-minute drive. So we would be there most weekends, you know, with the rest of them. They my big brothers. They were there since I was a little baby. So we got love, and you know, Staten Island and Park Hill is a part of me.
Yeah,
that's my family. You know what I mean? So you know, it's bigger than rap when it comes to me and you know, people like Inspector Deck and You God and Meth and Ray, and you know, I've known them my whole life. You know what I mean? They've been my big brothers. So
yeah.
Musically, I started, you know, I was doing stuff a lot in 2000 was really when I started, and
Okay.
you know, kind of breaking through, you know, with Brooklyn Academy, if you ever heard of them.
I have heard of Brooklyn Academy, yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Those was my people. So I started out in their studio, and you know, I did a collection of work, and then, you know, I kind of had bumps and bruises that kept me out the game this long. So, you know, I'm back, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm kind of here just to kind of sharpen my sword and wield my sword. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm more about the craft.
Yeah.
And I'm just happy that you know, I could get some listeners and people that's intrigued with it. But, you know, my Wu-Tang lineage is family. You know, I've been with them to shows. I did, you know, I didn't do a lot of things with them as far as musically, but, you know, we sewn in. It's not about, it's bigger than that, you know, with me and them. But this album we coming with right now, and what I'm doing is, you know, it's paying homage to them, and me kind of being that kid who sat up under them, and, you know, way before I thought they ever could get a record deal, I thought they was great. So I was already, you know, I already had, you know, they were already like, you know how people say they grew up with Wu-Tang, they grew up on the music. I kind of grew up with them and on the music. So it was,
wow,
you know, it's love. So I don't want to, you know, bore you with the long story, but, you know.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy said bore me, you know. This guy said bore me. Raw Deala. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I heard protect your neck.
I'm gonna give you a lot of content. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to give you as much content, and you know, I don't want to overdo it, but yeah, you know.
I understand what you said, but yeah, I understand that you realize that I've only got a 2-hour show, and I do have another guest coming in after you, so, you know, okay, I do understand. True indeed. But,
yeah,
you know,
so that's how I'm thinking. You know, I don't want to, you know, but, you know, anything you need to ask me, you know, I'm willing to answer about that. But, you know, I grew up and been around greatness, so
yeah,
this is kind of, you know, I'm kind of doing this later than I want to do it, of course, but, you know, I got to get the word out, and, you know, it's never too late. You know what I mean? It's never the wrong time to do the right thing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm out here, you know, and it's the great thing that I got Staten Stars with me, because, you know, it's a universal thing. Yeah, we got a sound together that is, you know, we're not even trying to do it. You know, this is just who we are. So it's, you know, it's a blessing, you know, everything. And being in front of you right now is a blessing. So, you know, we just taking everything one day at a time. Anything, I did work a lot in 2000 with, you know, Will Tell and Brooklyn Academy. And I did my own album then. And then I kind of got caught up in all kind of things that, you know, held me up.
Yeah.
Besides having children and things like that. So, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of paused on my career, which I tell people don't ever do that, because you can't pause on your dreams. You know what I'm saying? I kind of put them to the side to raise mine and things like that. But you can do both. And at the time, I was just tunnel vision, you know, just focused on, all right, let me put this down. But, you know, I'm here, you know, and I'm happy to be here. And Stat kind of pulled me out of the, you know what I'm saying? Stat kind of pulled me out of the scrap heap, you know?
Okay.
You know, blessings to him and my man QB RePPiN, you know, an artist that always, gave me a spot to shine. So, you know what it is, brother. And, you know, we just trying to work, keep it going. We got a nice project coming. It don't sound like nothing to me that you know, that's out here. So,
okay,
you know, the original music.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man, keeping it original, man. You know what I mean? That's what we love, man. You know what I mean? A lot of cats wanting to sound the same and try and fit in, and it's just not working for them, man. It's just like, no, that's not the way to do it, man. It's never been the way to do it. You know what I mean? But like, but the way you're dropping it, you know what I mean? That's good, man. You know what I mean? That's good. You've mentioned a few things on the come up, and I do want to, you know, work on that. So you mentioned, you know, swinging swords and things like that. Obviously, you mean lyrically, but I've seen you in the video. Yeah. I've seen you in a video thing called No Limitations, and I see you actual swinging swords, and you're swinging swords.
Yeah. We actually, you know, I get them in my hand. I know what to do with them. You know, like I never really had no real sword training, but those are real swords. Those ain't props either.
No, I didn't think so. I did not think so at all.
Yeah, those is real. You know, those is real swords. They, you know, so when Stack gave it to me, and I started playing with them, you know, I already kind of knew what I was doing. So we kind of incorporated it in the video. And the videographer, shout him out, DJ 250. He you know, he kind of edited it and put more of those scenes in it than we actually thought, and it came out great. But, you know, it's sort of a metaphor. We did it literally, something that I'm always referring to. How steel sharpens steel, and it's the only two metals that can sharpen each other, you know? So when two pieces of steel come together, you get sharper. You know, if you're around dull people, you have dull moments. You don't get sharper. When steel is around each other, that's when we can test each other's metal.
Right.
Sharper.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Steel sharpens steel. The only thing that sharpens it. You can't put copper next to it. Aluminum folds on us. So we got to understand, we got aluminum people and we got steel people. And only steel is going to get you sharper. And it makes friction, you know?
I'm catching a jewel right now. Yeah.
You know, friction causes electricity. So I tell people all the time, they don't want to have a conflict or disagreement with one of their friends, but that guy's steel and you're steel. Don't worry about the friction because it's going to create a spark for you guys to move forward and create an electricity. So, you know, that's one of the things I live by. So the swords was like real appropriate, you know what I'm saying, for that moment, because, you know, that's one of my sayings. I even use the two sword emoji, and that's just part of it. You know, it's part of it.
Wicked.
You know, it's very important.
So tell me something. You was giving them swords. So do you own them swords now, or?
Yeah, well now that Stat lets me hold them. You know what I'm saying? I do some work if I have to on somebody, but those are our swords. You know what I'm saying? Those are our swords, and you know, we're gonna be pulling those out. You know, because I say a lot of things referring to swords instead of using, you know, the guard you now or the GUN word. I'll use a sword. You know what I'm saying? I get you. You know, we swordsmen out here first and foremost.
Yeah.
We wanna keep our sword sharp, which is also our tongue.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? That we, you know, we come out here and we test it. You know, and you know, it's an exercise, you know.
Okay.
Not only, but a serious exercise, you know.
Yeah, man. So the way you're swinging them, it's like a natural talent, man. Do you actually practice martial arts, or is it like a natural thing you got, like the way you swing them?
Well, when I was a kid, I took a little karate. You know, boxed a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, did some of those things to stay out of trouble. You know, they would put me in. I didn't go as far as I wanted to go, but I had a little, you know, teenage young man training, and then I kind of got off of certain things that I should have stayed more disciplined. But they never actually gave me any weaponry, you know, to play with back then. I just take, you know, 2 sticks and emulate, you know what I'm saying, what I see.
Yeah.
Understand the science. You know, we watch. You know, you grew up like us watching karate movies. We watch him to the point where we are watching the science on how he actually wields the sword without cutting himself.
Yeah.
And whipping the wrist movement, and you know, how they dangle shit. So me, I'm watching shit like that in karate movies since I was a kid, learning, like, because my older brother, that's another thing I didn't mention. My older brother, you know, he's the same age as all of the members of Wu-Tang. So when I was a kid, that's all they did. He's 7 years older than me. So my brother kind of, you know, everything he watched, you know, I had to watch.
So,
and then, you know, we became scientists on it, you know?
Yeah, so,
yeah, go ahead.
So roughly, you know, without giving, I mean, people who know me well obviously know how old I am, but like, without giving it away, we're pretty much in the same age group then, right?
Yeah. We from the era. We from the best era ever.
you don't know, but I mean, even with that, I still feel an element of jealousy because I've read the Tower of Wu. You know, I know Chef Raekwon's bringing out a new book. I'm looking out for that one. And you know what? I've got You God's book, and I've never finished it. I've never actually finished it, which is, I hold my hands up.
Yeah, You God's book is pretty accurate, and I like the audio book too. What's great about You God's book actually was that, you know, he was bringing you to scenes and from the beginning, and kind of the way he told the story was sort of a movie. You could smell the hallway, you know, and I was there, so
yeah,
they had versions of it, and you know, You God is the big brother and a mentor to me. I love him, you know. I had to get used to calling them by their professional rap names. You know, that's something I've gotten used to, like a fan, you know, almost.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know. Yeah, so but I got so many stories with the Wu. I tell Stat all the time where it's like I was with them when, you know, they were first going to shows and being on tour, and, you know, just a lot of behind the scenes things that were weird that taught me a lot of that steel sharpening steel kind of thing. Not the actual saying, but just seeing how, you know, you're a team member and you may have to take a back seat and you may have to bite your tongue for the for the accomplishment of the group and for the betterment of the whole team. So you kind of got to take one. Your ego got to be in the other room. Like it was really, I watched them go through that and seeing their growth from the beginning. I mean, now they're icons, cult following, but at the beginning, you know, it was a lot of friction and it was a lot of controversy backstage. And they would still go out there and be professional, you know, and do some of the things that professionals do. And I was so impressed, you know, because I was with them, I'm 18, 19, you know, like, they're like already, yeah. I mean, there was a time when Staten Island, Shaolin wasn't known to people. So for them breaking it and putting Park Hill on the map, I wound up moving to Park Slope in Brooklyn. Shout out Park Slope, Brooklyn. That's I got a gang out there. But Staten Island wasn't on the map. It was like a place nobody talked about in New York City.
Yeah.
We had a chip on our shoulder. Moving to Brooklyn, I moved to Brooklyn just with a major chip on my shoulder that you know, y'all don't recognize us. You don't know what the fuck we doing in Staten Island. Like, you don't know the collective of people I grew up with. So it was great. They kind of certified it. And when they got on for the world, I was like this 18, 19-year-old kid. They were already people I looked up to. And now y'all actually, you know, on TV doing what I seen you standing outside doing. So it was a beautiful thing for Staten Island and for them personally, and I was just lucky. I got to be that 18-year-old kid. It was like I'm living my rap career through them. And, you know, Inspector Deck personally, shout out Inspector Deck if he's around, find me. That's my big brother.
Yeah, man.
I love him. And he was the one I was probably closest to as a youngster, and he covered me and, you know, gave me enough advice, and he was so humble at the beginning, and I'm sitting there.
And still is.
You know, Inspector Deck, who he is right now, is, you know, it just makes me feel like a genius. Cause I was that little boy that was like, you the nicest. You know, I just heaped nothing but praise on him. Plus, he was a good older role model. He was the type of older person. Even if he was doing something bad, he didn't want me doing it, and he tried to deter me from it. You know? So he always put the right advice.
That's that's what the bigger brothers do, man. That's what big brothers are supposed to do. He's playing his role.
Man. They my big brothers. So it was. I definitely got that. You know, I got that treatment from him, and you know, we kind of lost touch in the last few years. Maybe last 6 to 10 years, I haven't talked to him. I talk to his brother all the time or on Facebook, but I got to talk to my man. So. But, you know, our bond and our love is for life. So even if I don't talk to him, we already at a level where, you know, it's bigger than music, and, you know, it's so much a thing of, man, y'all put something on the map that wasn't noticed. You know, when somebody comes from your city and they don't think your city's tough, and you're like, wait a minute, we living in poverty over here too, so... And we're not getting recognized because we don't have a rapper or anybody that comes from out of our town. So, you know, the world's controlled by media. And radio is a big part of that. So, you know, they figure if you're not getting no likes. See, nowadays it's great with the internet and things that we're doing right now where you can get light put on you from different areas of the world that might have been in the dark to other people. So, but back then, you know, that light had to be created for Staten Island. It was almost like, you know, you battling within the city, you know? So I'm just, you know, now it's a staple. Now it's something, you know, associated with greatness, you know? But at the beginning, it was, you know, who are these dudes? And I was one of them guys like, watch what they do, you know? And I just knew, you know, I was just, you know, hey. I was the biggest fan of them guys before they became rappers. So they all my big brother's friends. These are all, you know, I got an older brother that, you know, I mean, I got kindergarten pictures with him and Raekwon. You know, like,
whoa.
Even, you know, yeah. To recently, to them, you know, just recently being at my man Hetty's funeral, God rest his soul. So, like, you know, we family in that aspect, but they also just big brothers to me, just like my big brother. You know, I don't have the stories he has with them. Like, you know, those are his actual, you know, he can tell you, I might get him on your show one day. But,
yeah, man. No doubt, man.
Yeah, me first. Yeah. Well, you know, we gonna keep our relationship fresh, you know, and you always can reach out to me or Staten, and, you know, my bonds are for life. You know, like I told him, man, we create bonds. We don't just, you know, we create bonds that are sturdy and strong. We're not trying to just, you know,
I mean, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's like, yo, I've known the Staten Stars pretty much ever since I started RePPiN4U Hip Hop Show. You know what I mean? Ever since we dropped off in 2016, 2017. I'd say 2017, that's when I hooked up with the Staten Stars. You know what I mean? Because that was the year I got enlisted into the coalition. So through the coalition, that's how I met the Staten Stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like a snowboard from there, and then from there I got to know QP Rap P. I got to know Fez Taylor. You know what I mean? Now. Yeah,
those bonds are solid. You got a solid bond.
There you go.
You know, it's like, I tell a God, it's like a rope. You know what I'm saying? A bond is a rope. You know, you know how the rope got all the different little ropes intertwined in it, and sometimes those bonds become thicker the more ropes is together. You know, so you know, you guys have a strong bond built off of these years of consistency with each other and keeping your word. You know, where I'm from, your word means more than money. Because your word is gonna get you money. It's good credit. Without your word, you know, that's how 100 guys survive around each other, and you know the strong survive because it's a mental approach. If your word means nothing, your bond means nothing.
Mm.
You get things on the strength of your bond now. Now you can't get credit because you never had a good word. Same way they give you a 800 credit score to get stuff. I mean, it's the same thing. You don't got to spend money if you got bonds and credit, and you're credited. So, you know, it's just another metaphor on life. I don't want to get too poetic with you. Take over the show, man.
Oh,
We being here, baby. You know, we being here doing stuff, man. You know, but you know, it's great, man. That just to get to talk to you, and you know, it's an honor to be here and be with you. So, you know, it's a blessing, man. We always here to build, man. So, you know, and I'm such a, and you know, I'm such a person that not only when your word is your bond, but when you got a common bond, now you already started with a bond. Y'all got a common bond, which is the music, the love.
Yeah, man.
And you build on it. You build on it. You make that rope stronger. And then that's the kind of rope that can pull up. You don't want no flimsy bond. I got flimsy bonds, you know, just like we all do.
Yeah.
With people that never show up on time, or you still love them, but your bond with them is thinner. It can snap. You wouldn't trust them. You wouldn't trust that rope to pull you up on the roof.
Oh, you know? Yeah, I get, so, yeah, for real.
You know, you get where I'm coming from. So, you know, we just trying to create bonds, and that same thing is with you. And you and Stat already have a bond, and you know that's my brother. So his bond makes me and your bond easier to create. So I want to keep it going. He's gonna be a part of whatever I'm doing anyway. He's gonna be here.
Well, that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Big up to the whole crew. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pardon me. Sorry to cut you off.
Nah, man, that's fine, man. That's fine. I'm sick of hearing my own voice anyway. Anyhow, anyhow, let's keep it moving, though. You know what I mean? Still sticking to the same mold and all that. We still want to talk about your music and everything that you got going on. Is No Limitations? Is that the name of your project that's coming, or have I got that twisted? Let me know.
No Limit, that's just the title of that song, but you know, it is a preview to what I'm doing, because it's really no lines and no limitations, and I got long verses on there. It's over 16 bars sometimes. You get 2 verses on there, you might not even get a real hook.
Mm-hmm.
We just going at it. It's just lyricism and you know, we created it from the mud, kind of. So we just putting it out there, no limitations. You know, I love Big. You know, I'm from Brooklyn too. You know, I'm definitely was associated with, you know, members of Junior Mafia. Those is my brothers.
Wow.
We grew up together too. But sky's not the limit for the gods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, we not limited to the sky.
Right.
You know what I mean? We gods of the universe.
That's it. Boom.
When I say no limitations, it's no disrespect to Big. It's no limitations. Don't put limitations on us. Like Chris Rock said, you know, we limited to the sky when we black. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chris Rock said that. It was profound, because he said, listen, sky's the limit. We just limited to the sky. You know, when we don't see past the 12-foot gates that surround us and cage us in, or whatever, in a mental way, when we don't see past our own, you know, geographic area, then we stuck just looking at the sky. So we gods of the universe. We shooting past the sky for the moon, whatever's out there. We still exploring, and we don't have no limitations. We don't have no lines around what we trying to do, and it's just gonna be a feeling and a vibe and a way to bring back some of that 90s competition rap. You know what I'm saying? Where we was actually trying to be different and trying to be unique, and actually meeting each other in our features and things like that, and creating bonds and trying to make good songs, not just 1,000 features. So, you know, I'm taking it to that, man. I'm just trying to keep my sword sharp. You know, I'm on some battle shit too. You know, so I don't be in rap battles, but I'm just throwing stuff out there. In case of any friendly competition. I'm here to have fun. You know what I'm saying? And wield my sword around. You know what I'm saying? So that's it. It's one of those things where it feels good because we're not making music for a particular validation or nothing. You know what I'm saying? We kind of making the music and going to the next one and having a vibe and it's real organic. So, that's what this whole album's gonna be about. It's different. The beat is different. You're not gonna know what's coming next. I got a song on there called The Black John Wick. You gotta hear that. That shit is fire.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I just got ill shit on there, different concepts, just things, just things we put together that I just think they epic. I'm waiting, I'm waiting for my own album. That's how much I feel confident in about, like, it's not gonna be something. It's gonna be something you can listen to and something that might fool you a little bit. You don't know what the next song is gonna be or what it's gonna be about. But it's it's gonna be some poetic bars and things you have to unravel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not just like we used to. We used to have to use our mind when we listened to, and we were educated through music too. Now I hear a lot of music that, they saying it straight up, and I understand that, but it ain't nothing eloquent about that, So to me, I come from that era, like you do, where
yes,
it was competition out there,
Yes.
It was characters.
Yes.
And people that wanted to set themselves apart,
Absolutely. And that's how we became fans of them. You know what I mean? I
Exactly.
obviously the Wu-Tang and themselves were characters. Each one was a character. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They like Marvel superheroes.
Yeah, you could distinguish them, and then you could go further than the Wu, and you could go to, say, boot camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The boot camp clique. I know personally, I instantly became a fan of Helter Skelter, particularly Rock This Monster, and then later on I became even more of a fan of Sean Price because of their characters.
Yeah.
Right? And it keeps going.
Helter Skelter was ill.
Yeah.
Boot camp. Shout out Boot Clan. Tekken Steel. Yeah. Smith and Wesson. Coach Brothers. Yeah.
Don't start me on Smith and Wesson. Do not start me on Smith and Wesson.
Project. Yeah.
Smith and Wesson, former friends of the program.
See, you know about that feeling. Yeah.
Did I say former? No.
Actually,
Smith and Wesson been on the show before. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Big friends of the program. Yeah.
Oh wow, man. Salute to them, man. Cause I remember they did a show. I was young in Brooklyn, and they got on the train with us after the show. I remember thinking, like, wow, this is real. Like, that was when boot camp, early 90s, rap wasn't bringing in the money that it was bringing in now, but what they were doing was so phenomenal, I thought they'd be even bigger. They would...
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, they had a head start on Wu-Tang, They crew. The whole, I don't know what happened with that label, but the whole collective, Helter Skelter, Cocoa Brothers, Buckshot Shorty, you know what I'm saying?
Word.
Evil D, it's crazy with the beats, you know what I'm saying? It was some classic material, and I was right around them. I was blessed that I only lived maybe 10 minutes from, where they hung out. So when they were getting their stuff on, like they lived in Texas, lived in Clinton Hills, on Myrtle in Brooklyn. So I don't know exactly where he lived, but I know they hung out over there. So the ill thing is that, I was watching them, their success too. I was lucky. I'm a guy that I've been around. I got a few stories, but I've been around a lot of artists that, you know, coincidentally made it, you know, or I just been around them, you know, before they made it, of course, but never thinking they would be rappers. Yeah, you know, Foxy Brown, shout out my people.
Oh,
you know,
wow.
I grew up with her in Brooklyn, too.
Yeah.
So, you know, her family, her brothers is my man, so it's crazy. You know, Wu-Tang I have the most closest bond, you know, with, because that's, you know.
Naturally, yeah.
You know, that's family that, I have a longer consistency of, you know, with them. But I got so many, you know, rap associates that kind of, you know, big names that, you know, I don't want to do a bunch of name dropping, but big names that actually, you know, I knew them before their success. So I feel blessed that I was around them then, and I thought they were special people then. So for the world to also think they were special, like Method Man, I'm just so proud of my man Shaquan. Like, peace to the God, the guy he was in the street. Like, the guy he was to me as a young boy, as 15, 16-year-old, you know, kid. I'm so happy for him, just for that. And then the music, and just him as an actor, and it's phenomenal. Yeah, it's just phenomenal. And it's great, and it's just one of them things that make me be so blessed that I was around this guy, and I was like, you can make it. Like, Sha, you look like a rapper. He was one of them people I used to say, yo, look like a rapper. You got it. You look like Buster or one of them niggas. I remember saying that to him and thinking, like, you belong. Like, you know, that's how I felt about him, you know, and I knew the place we were at, you know, they wouldn't be around. They wouldn't be alive. I love them guys. So I'm so happy for rap and that they out of there, because it was one of them things where I didn't see no way out, even for my brother. You know, they all went through, they get shot at, or they was just going through it. So, you know, and I would like, in that era, in that time, I didn't see this far, you know? So I didn't see them, you know, making it and being successful in rap. I didn't even think, you know, Shaw would be out there freestyling. I mean, Method Man be out there but I didn't think this big. So I'm just so happy, because it was something that saved good men. You know what I'm saying? Forget about just rap. It saved them from not having to be in the street when you got these special people that's not able to use, you know, their talent, and you know you are a younger man, you know you're gonna be them, and you like, man, I'm just happy they're alive. On TV, the fact that they're on TV,
yes,
and you guys love them, and all that shit is icing on the cake for me, because those were already guys I looked up to and mentors. So, like I tell Stat all the time, it's beautiful. If I never talk to them again, I'm good. That's how much I love them, because those are my real brothers, my real older brothers. We real family, and I'm so happy that, you know, because there's so many guys I can tell you about that nobody would care about that didn't make it, you know?
Oh,
you
man.
know how to Park Hill, you know? So I'm so happy that the ones that I knew, too, I'm blessed, too, because you know, it's so many of us, and I just happen to be with the guys that made it, around the guys that made it. So that feels good, too.
Right now,
I could have been from another building in Park Hill, and I wouldn't have been, you know, I could have hung out at another building, and I wouldn't have been, you know, 160 and you know, our little circle, you know, is the ones that made it. So, you know, God bless and bless them. Sorry, man, I ain't mean to see. I see you let me go dragging on. Yeah, go ahead, man. I told you.
If you only knew of the interviews,
you know you can edit some of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
If you only knew of the interviews I've had over the years, believe me.
I heard, man. That's why I'm so honest, man. I'm like, what the hell? You know, like, you got a long resume, and I like the interviews that you pick also. That's why I kind of knew, you know, where your mind was at. That's why when you say, you know, Buckshot and Helter Skelter and Wu-Tang and like, you know, you're a different kind of person. We got a bond. It's like you see somebody with a Wu-Tang t-shirt, you already be like, oh, that's a thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's like, oh shit, he's a thinker. We got a bond.
Yeah.
You got that kind of, yeah, like, it's a symbol now of, oh, you don't like mumble rap. Yeah, make them fall back. It's like kryptonite, the mumble rapper.
Yeah.
Kryptonite. Pull out that Wu-Tang sign, they like, oh, shit.
Yo, Raw Deala, you are so right. You are so right. The perfect example of that, right? Perfect example.
Yeah, this is how
iconic the logo is. This is how symbolic the logo is. This is how legendary the logo is, right?
Yeah.
The logo itself has its own language, right?
Yeah.
It's got its own language. Now, by that, this is the example I'm going to give you. It was 2014, right? And I went on a trip to Italy, Florence, Italy, right? Okay, so it was part of my university project. Okay, I went on a trip to Italy for like 2 weeks, right? I had my Wu jacket on, right? Imagine I got my jacket, it's got the Wu logo on it. Keep in mind, I'm in Italy, you know, Raw Deala. Italy, right?
Italy,
right?
Yeah.
And I don't know Italian. I can't speak a word of Italian. Okay, tell a lie. One word, polo. You know what polo means? Chicken. Okay, so I've got the Wu jacket on, walking the streets of Italy, right? They might not know a word of English, but them guys, they see me wearing it, and they're saluting me straight away. I don't know these guys, but they're saluting me straight away. You know what I mean? And putting their wings up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're putting their wings up, and I'm like, wow. Though, this is crazy. I'm getting nothing respect from these Italian people.
And that symbol will get you out of some trouble, you know? that shit is an ID card. So it's not a point because it separates you from the average thinker, you know? And they all, in the worldwide, you know, bond we share is that, yeah, them guys just, you know, they didn't even know you. But they know, hey, you a thinker. And they know that we have a bond. They might give you a ride home, or you could get something free just for being a Wu-Tang fan, because it's, as the world gets more into this, you know, simple rap and things of, you know, without a lot of thinking, the Wu-Tang base of people become actually more minority, you know? So
yeah.
We're heavily outnumbered now, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like 15 years ago or something like that. Now, you know, we heavily outnumbered now. So, you know, the amount of free thinkers is limited, you know?
Yeah.
You know, before I think the internet did that, you know, but it also is their standard, you know.
Not just the internet, it's the media as well.
Rap is nice too.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's the media as well, as you stated earlier. Yeah, no question.
Yeah, I just think
that brings me to That brings me to...
Nah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
That brings me to another one of the tracks that you did, right? Because you've touched on it already, right? Tinker, the Lord Symphony, right? Now, you got a lyric in that song, and it goes a little something like this. They're turning hip-hop into hopscotch. They need to be choked out with a do-rag and a stopwatch. I'm taking it that's who you're referring to. Are you saying that that's still a problem in hip-hop right now?
Yeah, that's what I was... That's who I was kind of referring to when I say that. Is that, you know, they just turning hip-hop into this, you know, whatever they want, kind of pop music, kind of you can't put your finger on it type of jumping around. And then there's some good, you know, there's some good music out there. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely,
some young people
man.
that, you know, are good at their craft.
Yeah.
Just a lot of the same music and not a lot of originality, and you know, they gotta get choked out with the do-rag stopwatch. So you gotta choke them out with the old school, you know, kind of symbols and use it as choking, you know, devices for some of these kids so they can learn, you know, as a way of saying, you know, we need to, with the 90s, you know what I'm saying, was about, not too many people was up on the stopwatch. See, some of that shit I'm saying, Lord, is not for everybody to get it. You got that line means you are a minority of people that I'm doing it for. Yeah, like, that's what I'm doing it for. Yeah.
I caught the lyric.
Two guys like you. Yeah. That means something to me. No, nobody, if you're not from the, if you don't know what hopscotch is, you like, what the fuck is he talking about? In that game, don't really know what that is. That's playing outside games and being around, you know, that's social, before social media. So then you start talking about, they know what a do-rag is. Yeah, you know? They don't know what the stopwatch when, you know, there was actually a time we was wearing stopwatches around our neck. It was cool.
Oh, man, imagine. Yeah, for real?
Yeah, it was cool. We was doing that in the city. Like, we wore different colored, like, stopwatches around our neck to, you know, match our sneakers and all that shit. It was, I don't know what, it was like 2 summers of that shit. I don't know what it was, but it was something that, you know, it was kind of like a smaller Flavor Flav clock, but it was digital, and it was like a, you know, stopwatch.
Well,
anyway,
clearly, we...
You know, that was only for, you know, that was certain people to get that.
Yeah, unless you met that yourself, you know what I mean? You couldn't get them like what Flavor Flav had. You know what I mean? You probably have to make that yourself if you wanted to. You know, take a cup down from your mom's wall and you put it around your neck.
Yeah, you had to take that off mom's wall. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you remember he had, you know, that was his metaphorical thing about that was, you know, check your time and, you know what I'm saying, stay on point. And, you know, it had all these metaphorical reasons because at one time, you know, I was a big Chuck D fan, but Flavor Flav was actually, had a lot of knowledge of self, and, you know, even though he acted like a fool out there, he had a bunch of metaphorical reasons to some of the things he did, and the hats he wore, and the watch, and the clock. So, you know, I don't know if the street adapted it. I was just doing it because older guys was doing it. But it was cool because, you know, I guess it was, you know, one of those things where everybody wasn't supposed to get that line, and I don't expect them to.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not trying to, you know, win everybody over. You know, maybe I should be sometime, but I'm really not trying to say it in a way that everybody's supposed to get it. And I actually, you know, I want them to be a little confused as to why I said stopwatch and hopscotch. And if they don't know what that means, then they lost in translation, and I don't need to explain it. You know what I'm saying? It was for you. It was, you know, like it wasn't for everybody to get it. You know? Yeah.
I mean, that's what that's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? Listening to lyrics, if you don't get it the first time, you know what I mean, soon you might get it later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Staten Islanders in general, artists in general in Staten Island, it was always about that anyway. It was always about putting lyrics like that together for you to either get the first time or you will get it later. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then you talk about Flavor Flav, you know, acting a fool, but he's actually very clever behind it. Another example, you know what I mean? And everyone knows this example. Old Dirty Bastard. Always acting all drunk and this, that, and the third, and all that stuff. But up here, you cannot test him up here. You cannot test him up here. You can't do it.
There was, he was a genius. You know, it was a method to his madness. You know, until he got out of. I didn't know him personally, you know. God rest his soul, the God and God A son, but I didn't know him personally. You know, I've been around him. You know, I went to shows around him and things like that.
Yeah. And
I got some crazy stories about him. He's a unique person anyway. Okay, and that was his name, Unique too. That was one of his names. Anyway, he is somebody that, you know, was definitely a showman. And when the lights came on or when they was off, and he was just, I mean, my couple experiences with him, you know, wasn't the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Not that it was personally did anything to me, but you know, I was a young kid around him, and you know, I just think, you know, nobody could control him. And sometimes that was a good thing, and sometimes it wasn't. Like, you know, Old Dirty's good for the fans, but if that's a guy you trying to control or calm down, you know, you gotta get professional right now. It don't turn off. Like, yeah.
Yeah, man. Only ODB could control ODB.
To speak lightly about it, you know, he wasn't the kind of person that was faking, but you know, you also had other people that wasn't always in agreement with what he was doing, but they had to go along for the ride, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know? But I'm sure it was always from a good place, and you know, but there were times when I was around him where, you know, he did some embarrassing shit, you know. so it put the rest of them, in an awkward position, you know. And I'm being like, I'm a kid, so they're holding me down, so I can see that, you know, when you can see when the older guys are in an awkward position. So you're nervous because you could tell that, you know. And then at the beginning, Wu-Tang wasn't a collection of guys that all hung out with each other. So I don't know all of the members. You know, I know the members, the one, you know, the Brooklyn members I don't really know or don't have a lineage or, you know. Time frame with them, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's where, you know, like, even when I was around them and at the beginning of their career and that stuff going on, you know, it was still growing pains amongst them getting to know each other and their entourages, and I'm a part of entourage, and there's other entourages there. It's crazy. A lot of things going on backstage.
Wow.
But the beauty of it is that they kept it together, and that's why you're gonna see probably a lot of shit come out in books that, you know, people that they were keeping in under the cup. Because, you know, it's family and nobody wants to really, you know, but now that they're, you know, at the retirement age and people want to chill and, you know, and I'm not chill, but people want their money back, you know, it's money involved, and, you know, I'm sure there were things done wrong, you know, not to really speak on, but at the end of the day, you know, those books will come out, and some of the stuff, like, when I was watching, when I was a kid, it just wasn't peaches and cream, you know what I'm saying?
Well, obviously not, you know what I mean?
It looked like that on camera, though, you know?
Yeah, but, like, us fans, we knew that, you know, that they had their problems, but they've kept it together as a brotherhood for nearly 30 years, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, that's what it is, man. You know what I mean? 30-year celebration is upon us. I'm telling you right now, and you know it's going to be a celebration and a half. Final question before we hit the people off with a couple of your tracks that you've sent me. The Brazilian connection with Wu for logos, man. I hope I've pronounced that correctly. How did that happen, Raw Deala? The Brazilian connection. Big up to all my Brazil peoples, though. Good boy. They love the clan logo. I love it.
God over here, man. Yeah, that's blessed to the God over here, man. That Staten Stars, man. He had that connection. You know, he made that connection for me and them, and you know, I'm just, you know, honored to be on the track, and you know, they got it moving, you know. That track is moving around, you know, and I'm happy to be on it. I'm the only one, you know, speaking English on it as far as I know. So
yeah, that is right.
It's the honor. Yeah, it's the honor, you know, and, you know, I'm thankful for Stat for putting that together, you know, and this, you know, I mean, can't thank him enough for, you know, helping promote and expose and, you know, us doing what we do. So,
yeah,
you know, we got an unbreakable bond over here, but just him, you know, reaching out to these people made these connections happen. And then, you know, of course, you know, we're working and, you know, we letting them know what we're doing at the same time. So, and they like what we're doing and we like what they're doing, you know. And anybody pushing the Wu logo or doing anything that has something to do with my lineage and my, you know, of course I want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And get involved in it because, you know, I'm real, you know, old school Park Hillian, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, me and my family, I still got family there, you know what I mean? I got 2 uncles and a cousin that still live in 160. So,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a game. And it's love. We love you guys and appreciate that the logo and just Wu affiliates worldwide are just, you know, keeping it going, you know? Keeping it going, man. And nobody could ever thought of this. I remember being a little boy sitting on the curb watching them and thinking, man, I'm around some special people. Okay?
Yeah.
Just knowing the character. You know what I'm saying? And knowing the intelligence. You know, when you can see a guy do dirt and still be super uber intelligent and tell you not to do what he's doing, but you watching him do it, and you know these guys are greatness. So everything that birthed from all of this music and everything else, man, we salute all of the Wu affiliates. So just them being involved, you know, with the logo and Wu-Tang, you know, drew me to them too. Just like me and you, we got a bond.
Serious.
And just like you just mentioned in boot camp, that's like, you know, that's special. You know what I'm saying? Those are trivia questions. You know what I'm saying? You want to see who really real. You can say certain things to them, and if they don't know what the fuck you talking about, then you know they wasn't there. And they missed it, or they're not those kind of thinkers, you know. So it's a different kind of fan that's a Sean Price fan, or you know, a Wu-Tang fan. So it's a bond, you know, and it's immediate. That's why I want to have certain T-shirts that link people, you know, because that's what T-shirts do anyway, and logos. But if you got certain sayings or just you could just say, you know, random shit like Helter Skelter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you think I'm talking about the movie. You know what I'm saying? But in hip-hop, if you don't know that was Sean Price then, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Rock, what was his name? Rock? You know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was a bad man then, and it's a definitely SIP and Sit in Paradise to Sean Price and Pumpkinhead, because Sean Price actually died performing at Pumpkinhead's annual performance for his death. That was sudden.
Oh my gosh.
You know, medically related. Yeah, so it's kind of ill that Sean Price, who was coming there every year since my man Pumpkinhead died. Pumpkinhead, Robert Diaz, one of my brothers that grew up on the corner. You know, we went to, you know, middle school, all that kind of stuff together. He's a great friend of mine before rap, and them two made some great music. But the fact that he died, you know, performing right after a performance for Pumpkinhead, it was just eerie.
Now.
And it was like the same thing, and it happened, I believe, right at that event or right after he got off the stage or something. So you know, it was ill because him and Pumpkinhead was great, like just MCs, battle rap, clear MC. So, you know, it was ill. I was listening to one of their songs a couple weeks ago. But them two, just alone, just the fact that happened in that manner was, you know,
wow.
Was deep. You know, two great MCs, and you there to perform at his annual thing because they already. But I think they talk after him. Yeah. Yeah,
man. It's it's wild how things are, man. It's wild how things are, and we're coming off a recent tragedy as well, man. You know I mean, like 3 in 1 month. Like for me, that's unheard of in hip hop, man. You know what I mean? And once again, you know what I mean. I like to say live on, live long. Like you know, you say rest in paradise, rest in power. I say live on, live long to Shock G, Black Rock, and DMX as well, man. I mean, all 3 hurt in different ways. Definitely. All 3 hurt me in different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, clean for me. Out of the 3, X. You know what I mean? I was the biggest fan of X kind of thing. But
X, man.
And what a send off he had, man. What a send off he had. Wow. But anyhow.
Yeah, I mean. That one took me by surprise. They all did, and they all are significant. And you know, definitely, you know, rest in peace to them brothers, and you know, I hope their families, you know, and for their families and their children, because we see them as just these rappers.
Yeah.
Forget these as guys with kids that are losing them.
Their fathers and thing. Yeah.
That's the hardest part for me, you know.
Word.
So, you know, there's a lot of children back there and broken glass, and these guys are artists in one way, and then they're human beings, you know, too. And the children, and we don't really think about that. We think as fans of what we're losing.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they losing, you know, their provider.
Yeah.
Knows what the kind of woman, you know, what they were dealing with. But, you know, X is weird. You know what I mean? I was talking about that today. I don't know if it was foul play with X and shit. It's just they swept it rug pretty quickly.
Yeah, you're always gonna have those
fentanyl cut. Yeah, maybe they flipped them that fentanyl. They flipped them a Mickey there, as we used to say out here. You know, they slipped some kind of cut.
Yeah, eyebrows are raising.
From a person he didn't know. Yeah, who knows? You know, because I don't think you overdose off of that drug. It's rare. So if he had a heart attack, I can see that. But this was something that could have been, you know, at first they were saying it was related, but they kind of just stopped talking about it. You know, and I heard that there was another person with him that actually OD'd too. So I don't know about the X thing. It's a mystery, and you know, to me it's still like a mystery. I'm not gonna just go with the OD, because I was seeing him in recent interviews and seeing him lately. He was starting to become himself.
Yeah.
And on the weekend, you know, what X was doing on the weekend, you know, X was a real dude. He'd go to a dirty hotel. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't even hide. Like, I mean, he'd hide from his family and go binging, but he'd go somewhere cheap and, you know, probably, you know, just because he's keeping it real, and just smoke all day and do whatever his drug of choice was, and have a bunch of hookers, and who knows if one of them chicks ran out and got the shit that he fucking wound up taking. But, you know,
boy,
I don't want to get into that too much. That's my mystery on it. I can't accept it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real, man. For real. It's just
much life in him. You know what I'm saying?
All I know is when his album drop, boy, that's gonna be an event. Whether that album, you know what I mean, whether the album's successful. In fact, no, it won't be a success as far as sales, because everyone's gonna go crazy when that album drop. Everybody gonna set free. You know what I mean? To the point.
He's a rock star.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we're in the age. I'm gonna tell you how crazy it could be, Raw Deala. It could be crazy to the point where, you know, like we're in the digital age now, and we downloading albums or whatever. I think this one by X might bring people back to the stores to get the CD. I think it might go that far.
He's gonna take care of his kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, X might be playing a trick on us, knowing X with this one. I don't know. X might be in Bahamas with Tupac. You know?
Oh no.
I don't know. Those conspiracies gonna start coming out. You know what I'm saying? Let me see the body, because X is a sneaky dude. He had a lot of child support, and he had a lot of reasons to fake his death. Just like Tupac. I think Tupac's in Cuba or
No!
shit like that.
Oh my God.
Biggie's really dead, but Tupac is some shady shit around Tupac. And all that other shit.
Well, you know what?
Tupac had Black Panther died. He's in Cuba. You know what I mean? But whatever.
You know what, Raw Deala?
Tupac, he had his whole shit set up, and then he had Machiavelli's all the way to 7. Like, how many songs was he prepared to go? Like, Pac had it set up. He left everything in his mother's name. We're talking about that. That's a mystery show, but X is a part of that too now. You gotta like
boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, X has become. Think about it though, bro. You know, it could be something, Lord. Because at the end of the day, X had a lot of debt. And this album wasn't going to sell as much as it would if he's not here.
That's true. You're right.
And he's a rock star. And if you seen the motorcade, did you see the motorcade parade for his funeral? I mean,
that was incredible. I've never seen anything like that. That was incredible, man.
I've never seen anything like that.
I've never seen anything like that.
Ever. He had white boys from Florida.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the country. Motorcycle gang. I mean, he really transcended rap.
Yeah.
He was a rock star, and he was a movie star to me. I was.
He was.
Yes, he was a great actor too. He was pretty good. He was getting better, and he was actually an action star. He was gonna become the next action star. You know, black action star for us, and he fucked it up. That's why I'm mad at him. I'm mad at his circle. You know what I'm saying? I'm always mad at the people's bubble and circle that's around him, because it tells you a lot about the artist and who was around him before he became successful. Also, because he doesn't listen to too many people. Too many of those people that was around him, nobody really could stop him from destroying himself, because there was nobody there for him from the beginning. So the ones that he does listen to are the few that supported him and was with him from the beginning. But other than that, X been carrying and taking care of people for the last 20 years. So, you know, I know artists that go through that too, where, you know, they're not as big as X. They can't just jump out, you know, and make a song every 15 years, you know. And him as a character, we gonna miss. But that motorcade was
that was
type shit, huh?
That was amazing, man. That was I was in awe. You know what I mean? I was in awe that he brought people from different backgrounds like that to, you know what I mean? Like those guys.
Yes, and it was great.
Yeah, because some of those guys that's riding the motorcycles and that, you'd never think. They look like guys. Some of them guys. You'd never think that they rocked DMX.
Oh yeah, they look like murderers and killers. It was a couple redneck looking guys out there, not regular white guys, because that's what hip hop does. Though it brings us together.
Yeah,
love. It's great. It's great to know that it's guys like that, and that we all could, you know, because this music is a culture, and it's great to have people of all colors involved and on one accord about something. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody likes X. Half of them people was probably Trump supporters, but they all love X.
Yes!
It's funny, they don't see us all like X and understand, like, hey, you know, we got common bonds. Let's think about those. But it shows you that, you know, there was a common bond with X that,
yeah, man,
you know, they was feeling him. You know, the religious stuff he was dropping, and
yeah,
and you know, he brought people together. So, you know, it's funny that we can't come together. It's almost like sports where acting, like he was a sports star, action star, movie star, the way they came out for him. But it's almost like also they got to see us all in that light normally, you know, and understand, look, X is a man. He's like us. Like, you know, you watching a guy dunk a basketball, you forgetting, you know, he's like that guy you brushing by in the store, or you treating the wrong way. So,
well, I think that's why you know, he took so many people and he knew it, man, because he could have went that road. You know what I mean? He could have went that road of, look at me, I've got this, I've got that, and rare, I got this. But that was never X. X, he always wore the same chain. He wore the same chain from when he started up until the day that he passed. You know what I mean? He could have he could have went on like, he's got big house, he's got this, he's got that, and rare. He never did that. He never ever did that. He could have done, and he didn't do it, man.
Yeah. That's why I loved him, because he was a tortured soul, man. And
everybody loved him.
Was really living his truth in front of us. And you know, that's very rare for somebody to be able to keep their integrity through their career and still make whatever he wanted cool. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I love X. I tell people, man, I had the little bald head. I was getting buns off of X. X was getting me women. Crazy. At one time, any dude who looked something like X when he was hot, he was getting some. Cut your hair bald and put on some shades if you was dark skin. You know what I'm saying?
True.
X was that kind of you know, friend of the music, where he was gonna make it bend to his will. Like, he made them songs cool, just like the Wu, where they bent the game to their will. The game didn't want to just accept them. But you put them on an R&B track, you put Ray and Ghost on anything, you put Meth on Mary joint, and you see they bent it to their will and changed the game with those songs. And you know, X did the same thing, where X was just like, Tisha, Carol, Barrel. I don't know how many bitches he named in that song.
You see?
But you knew the genius of X. You knew that X was writing that shit too. You know, like, this nigga sat there and thought of every fucking name in the phone book. Anita, Carol, Barrel. I love that shit.
Raw Deala, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. See, that's the difference between DMX and another roundaway rapper, because if another average rapper did the same thing, there was this girl and that girl and this girl and that girl, we would turn around and say, oh, that rhyme was whack, that was garbage, that was trash. But it's still, but what DMX, how he did it was because of his charisma. You know what I mean? And you believed it as well, because we knew that females were running him down like that. And that's the truth. An average rapper would try the same lyric. We would turn and say, nah.
That's the hardest trick to pull off. The hardest trick in the music with that kind of thing in that time was that you got to pull off that. The men got to still respect you, and the ladies got to love you. So you got to pull off a LL Cool J. Like, you got to still be respected. And that's what DMX did. Still keeping himself tough, not getting all soft, but the ladies is all over him too. And the men respect him.
And so another thing,
that's pretty much the hardest thing to achieve, where most artists can't get both. You know, you can't get the R&B songs and all the ladies, you be the sex symbol, and the men don't really want to fight you. You know what I'm saying? He had, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He had the tough guy. Then he did Belly and just kind of personated the whole. That was X. You know what I mean? Getting a flex without really. You know, it wasn't a reach for him to play that role. and it made his career even his persona. You know, he was different. He was an action star to me. He could have took his persona everywhere. I could see him playing detective on Law and Order or some shit. Like, I'll watch.
Yes.
X did a cartoon. I fucking wife. He was voiced over on cartoons.
Yeah. Yes. There you go. Honestly, Raw Deala, I think he was going that road.
Captivating.
He was going that road because he was coming back to himself, as he said. He was coming back to himself, and then it was like, yo, he would have been casted for more roles again. He'd be back, and then we'd be like, yes, this is DMX, the second coming kind of thing. You know what I mean? This is this is amazing.
He has that. You know what I could compare him to? He has that Mike Tyson vibe. You know, like, you want to watch Mike. I don't care if Mike's drinking coffee. I gotta watch Mike. Is crazy. He's gonna say something crazy. And X, if he had his own show, I would watch his podcast. X was, and he knew it. So he knew he could fade into the wind and then come back. But I think X himself was depressed and chased by the fame. And I think he used to get low with dirty hookers and go to a seedy motel and have them go run around and bring him stuff. I don't think he had an industry connect that gave him whatever he took on this last. You know what I mean? That wasn't an inside man. That was some shit he got from some school park or some shit because he was wanting to be real. X is real. He'll probably walk, he'll put on a hat and blend in where, and he wants to be amongst the people. So he wasn't one of those artists that like being in an artist bubble and stuck there. So I could see him, being that guy with all his genius to take that kind of leap and maybe have some random chick bring him the shit and she don't know what she got. She don't know that the guy didn't know, and the guy didn't know she was bringing it to X. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody might have been slipping her the bullshit, and I'm sure he bought a large quantity of it and overdid it and could have caused a heart attack or, you know what I mean? It's just shady. It's all top.
You just don't. It's gonna be one of them ones, man. It's
quick. It was quick. They had the motorcade, and they brushed that under the rug kind of fast. But
you know what, Raw Deala? We gotta connect again. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We done talked about everything except our project too. I'm sorry, man. We've been talking.
We've touched on your project. It's like, when can we expect that? When can we expect that project right there, man? You know what I mean? Like,
soon come, man. We definitely thinking like end of May at the latest,
Wow, okay, so we haven't got to wait long. We have not got to wait long.
No, because we got it together. We just figuring out, playlists and orders and, particulars with it now. So, we at the stage of wrapping it up and getting covers and things like that. So, we on the technical side of just trying to get it out. I want to do another video soon, and I'm setting that up, and just gonna promote it, to that coming week, and then I'm also gonna be sending you some music of my sons. I got two sons. One of them is a Brooklyn drill rapper. You know what I'm saying? He loves UK drill. He loves UK drill too, and he's fire. He's 18. I'm gonna have Stats send you some of his music. It's real current, and I got that going next too, because it's all about the seed. So they're my stars. You know what I mean? So I gotta shout them out and definitely send them your music just to see what you think, because they live in Brooklyn. They that vibe, man. They with the whole vibe out there, and I think I think they sound authentic and current, and they big fans of drill anyway. But the other one is into his rap singing too. So our kids now are different. So they didn't grow up under the same competition either, but they also the difference in them is the fathers and the uncles and the ones like us around them that they put a mixture of what they know into into their new style of flow, as I would call it, because
right,
some of it is some of it's intelligent, and some of it is just drug addictive music or drug addict music, I call it. I'm like, man, we went to promoting hard drugs, that's sad, But anyway, Lord, me and you will talk all day, man. The project, me and Stat is definitely, aiming middle of May. I'm gonna have my son's project coming right after that. We're gonna be heavy promoting it. Because they the future. But we out here. We gonna keep the music going and see what we can do. We had some good responses for the songs we put out from some big people that done either saluted us or gave Stat a call. We had managers wanting to work with us, so we got good responses for the 3 videos we put out, and some of those were put together fast, and we kind of we want to get this project done because we feel like we created a lot of magic on this one, but the next one is gonna be like we really get to sit in and hone everything, and we put this other one together even greater. So even though this is gonna be so pure, what I'm saying, it's such a pure project. So I think everybody's going, everybody that's like us, or I'm not saying it won't cross over to certain people, certain music, but this is sort of custom designed, so people who are part of our culture and customs will pick up on it, and it might be harder to translate to a young person. But my kids play it and they think it's great, so maybe it will. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm downplaying it, but we definitely put out a great project, and we definitely confident on it. So I'm anxious, man. I'm anxious to get it out. I'm anxious to do more videos, get more done, because I let a lot of time go by. So I need I'm just building my catalog and not wasting no time. I got a lot of music that I didn't put out yet, so this is just
So your time come now. Your time come, man. Raw Deala, man. We've chopped you up so crazy, man. we gotta run. We gotta run this back further down the road, man. For real, man. That's what's up, man. But right now, we're gonna play the life we chose. We're gonna play the Lord Symphony. That's what's up, man. Hey, pick yourself up each and every time, Raw Deala. Staten Stars, stand up, man. You know what I mean? That's how we rolling, man.
Salute, my brother. Salute. Appreciate all. You know what I mean? The connection. We salute the UK. We've been rocking with you for a very long time.
Yeah, mom.
And we have great things coming. We got great things coming your way, Mike. I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you peoples, man. You know what I mean? Each and every time, man. Let's do it, man. Yo, stay on the line, guys. Stay on the line, guys. I want to talk to you off the grid, man. We got to get into it like this.
Yo, this the Raw Deala shouting out the RePPiN4U Radio Show with Grant Body P and Uni D. Wu Worldwide, DJ Coalition. Let's get it. I was building on the
block, the cops thought I was selling shit. Moved a few bricks, they tried to arrest my development. Take me to a place where they insult my intelligence. Put me behind bars that A1 fellowship. I fucking gave away a few and had to sell a bit. A spin cycle got them washed on delicate. The predicate, yeah, I'm up in your tenement. Don't get caught up in editing. It's God versus the evil in residence. A tragedy out here. Arrest the president, that's evident. Been where you never went. Go back in your tent. I'm sending back everything that you sent, and I'm dead in it. You can smell a crack in the scent. I'm about to get back everything that I spent. 360, 180 when the car spent. Made them phony switch plans. Hit they back and hit a sprint. Can you hear me now? Yeah, when that pole gets bent. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. Pay homage. We leaving holes and dents. And I promise, you'll get air like a vent. The numbers do lie, they 85%. You need parental consent. You need parental consent. Can't rest on your heels, gotta stay on your toes. It's just the life you chose. You gotta cover up or you'll get exposed. It's just the life you chose. You gotta rest on your heels, gotta stay on your toes. Stay on your heels. It's just the life you chose. You gotta cover up or you'll get exposed. Your mask is the life you chose. See, we hustled on the block from 12 to 12. 12, 12, zip blocks, flip blocks, wrist rocks, ship rocks, twisted knots, all boxing shells. Buy one to get one, they all not for sale. Shortbreads coming up short like Keebler elves. I got that heavenly flow, probably meet them in hell. Attach my ratchet from my jacket, I don't waste no shells. Intercom, the arm don't ring no bells. Bars, I put your phone in the cell, get it? Cell phone, no bars. Oh, now you can tell, forget it. Your road is twisted like numerous L's. For telling humorous tales, they don't believe themselves. Rumor has it, the devil's in the details. You keep buying retail, you need to read your mail. Emotional females, y'all need nails, hair and makeup, and a veil to fix your face up. They hard cause they stale. We leaving they bail, one in the wake up. One in the wake up. Can't rest on your heels, gotta stay on your toes. It's just the life we chose. You gotta cover up or you'll get exposed. Get exposed out here. It's just the life we chose. You gotta rest on your heels, gotta stay on your toes. Stay on your heels. It's just the life we chose. You gotta cover up or you'll get exposed. Yeah, it's just the life we chose. Don't do it. Staten Stars, RePPiN4U.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Pandemic.
Can you dig it?
Raw Deala.
The Wu-Tang DJ.
Standing is the best part. Shooting stars, swift darts. Free your dome when the fifth sparks. Spit hollow heads at hollow heads. I'm hoping that they get smart. Confinement built refinement. Equality built a sixth art. This a sick art. The almighty seven. Equivalent to a kickstart. Bend and twist parts. Putting toast to these pop tarts. Sweet tarts, retards. Trying to mix them with these sharks. They bleeding. They still be needing a heart. I'm still fucking whole food of thought in my cart. Hardware store full of raw tools before Walmart. They all chart. They turning hip hop into hopscotch. They need to be choked out with a do-rag and a stopwatch. Build and destroy while the cops watch. Born in the belly, but the belt is still top notch. Hot blocks with cops plot and Glocks pop for top spots, or to get up in some dots box. Arm, leg, a leg, arm, head. A left dead up in Salem's lot. Palms red, with the blood clot. Another body drop. Sleeping in his flip flops. A knowledge decipher. Killers on the clock. That'll take you to the butcher shop. The butcher shop. Ziploc weigh you. Then chop off your knot. I want the cream in the crop. Wipe him down, Mr. Clean with a mop. That's my stick. George Animal Steel, unorthodox. Sick shit.
Put your fucking hands in the air. It's the Wu Worldwide DJ Coalition.
Second thought, ain't nothing like first of all. I put push offensive lines like first and 4. You know, I draw 4, it's the 7 if you keep a score. Climate change, time exchange, the effects of the snowfall, legends of the fall. They not official, why they making these calls? Phonies want change, but sense ain't common at all. We make addition through subtraction, that's the visible war. They be online shopping, they don't know what's in store. Played the ground up, had to slide. My vision never seesawed. I'm from the bottom like the fine print that you should read more. The shop of horrors made them see more, but they too insecure. They can't take what we can endure. So stay in your lane or catch a plane trying to detour. New beginnings, you ain't swimming, you don't even seem sure. But you ain't seen sure, you could get wet. 1-800 collect, I make the call. I turn your coupe into a 3-door. I'm driven and I'm pure. Shit, bitch, I'm a Corvette. You gon' need raw. How about some hardcore MOP? Protect your neck, the sun ain't never set. 360, everything is on deck. These fools is crystal meth. Short order chefs, they don't mention the God's name in the same breath. I'm the true and living, this the game of death. Something stayed the same, but in retrospect, we was all in one accord trying to reach the connect. If they ain't teaching them lessons, we gon' teach them respect. Yeah, if they don't follow them lessons, we gon' teach them respect. Yeah. Raw Deala, Staten Stars, QB Rap P, Murder Game.
Seriously to God, any man not giving a fight for no Julia.
Hell yeah.